know it's No Ideas Original.
Welcome to the No Ideas Original Podcast featuring Shannon, Mr. Rob, and Ken. What's up, yo? How y'all been?
What's up?
In a minute, fellas. Good to see y'all. What y'all been
Yeah,
up to?
Yeah, I feel like we've been on hiatus or a sabbatical, right?
yeah, definitely.
Life is changing, man. You know, Shy is on his Where's Waldo. You know what I mean? I'm in Atlanta getting my feet wet, which is good. I liking what I'm doing. I got a nice little gig that I'm doing.
Nice.
I kind of messed up my car though on the low.
What happened to your car?
Oh man.
We talk about that off of there.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, man.
well,
I'm in-
is
I'm
it
in the
drivable?
market. I'm in the market for a new vid.
Oh,
What happened was right on the way home. I was about to miss my exit, so
you did some.
New Yorker, right? New York, and I'm looking at the grass. I think,
I'm looking at the grass. That never sound good.
right, y'all.
Yeah, that's
As soon as
wild.
I get in there, boom! I don't know if it was a boulder, piece of cement. Long story short, I cracked my racket pinion, cracked my radiator, subplate. I ain't even gonna tell you the amount of the cost because they called Lexus. And they was like, and because it's an '09 part, obsolete right about now. But I looked at the numbers. I was like, nah, nigga, I gotta get another car. I ain't doing that.
You ain't see about what's the name? Is it like Toyota, like Camry or something like that?
Well,
like
that's funny you say that, Shot, because my options are to take it, use the vehicle, maybe trade it in, use it for whatever. That's Toyota, and see if I can get myself something. I don't like car payments. It's the reason why I bought the vehicle outright the way it was. But I'm making a little bread now, so I may have to just bite the bullet and do it that way. So that's my Atlanta story. But everything else is going well.
What would you listen to on the radio when you
Oh, probably an audio book or some shit. I've been listening to a lot of audio books.
Oh man, at least you was supposed to be. You down in Atlanta. I thought you was gonna be like you was listening to some Future or something.
Nah, you know who I've been rocking? I've been rocking with Glorilla.
Glorilla?
She's the new Lil Kim to me, son, down here, bro. I'm rocking all Glorilla shit right now, bro.
I'm trying to think. She got a few good songs. I don't like the joint she got with the Keisha Cole sample though. I don't care for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but she got the joint she got with the Keisha Cole, I think Love sample. Like I don't like that. But the other joint she got
other joints bump. I don't maybe because I'm in Atlanta, I'm in here like, oh. Son, I'm rocking with Glow, son.
Yeah, I would never, Rob. I would never think that you would say that you.
I'm go right, son. I'm like, yo, she's my new Lil Kim. I'm fucking with her. Welcome to the South. Here I am. And
she definitely got talent, and I think she took in stride like the stuff with Thugger too, because then she wasn't there something like her and Young Thug was foul about her, whatever, and so.
You know, C Murder got out of jail, right? You seen that?
I didn't know that. C Murder's out.
C Murder's out. Boosie went to go pick him up from jail. I looked at him like, C Murder. Well, he been in there. I think he been in there for about 25. I think he did his
maybe 30. C Murder been down for a minute.
For a minute. I think he did his time, honestly.
Really?
But to see him come out and Boosie went to greet him, which was a nice. Shout out to Boosie, man. I'm starting to like these down south guys, man. I'm kind of feeling the southern hospitality with these guys. Now, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. These guys is nice. Like everyone I meet is nice, even when I'm at the stadium. I mean some real cool people.
Now, prior to you moving down there, had you spent any time down in Atlanta or down in Georgia?
Nah, I mean, anytime I come down, I go check my mom's, but never spent any amount of maybe a weekend, if that. But now I'm moving around. I know what things are. I'm eating well. I'm all over the place. I'm like, this. I like to move around, man. I feel like it's a little New York with a lot of highways.
You know what's a classic Southern album, like probably my favorite Southern album. You ever listen in its entirety? The whole album is hot. T.I. Trap music.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I
I bet
like
it
that.
is, though. I'm a Ti fan. I
Yeah,
watched it at
Yeah, I like that album.
was it Masters of Ceremony? Whatever show they had at the Barclays a couple of years ago. His set, I was like, I gotta find new respect for Ti, man,
he
because
got a lot of hit
he
records.
got a lot of
Yeah,
hit jokes.
he got a lot of hit records.
Wow. He was
People don't
rocking
give
the
him the credit he deserves, but he got a lot of hit records.
yeah. Stop playing with Tip, bro. He know what he's doing.
Yeah. I had a chance to see him in concert also, and I was like, damn, I forgot T.I. had this one. But yeah, that's a classic side. We get a chance, listen to the album again. You'll probably have another appreciation for it now that you're eating fish sandwiches and drinking iced teas all day.
Oh shit!
Shout out to JJ's Fish and Chicken, which is a
Told you, love some fish sandwich and iced tea, boy.
with the crack salt or whatever they got called. Oh my God, son. Eating well. I'm gonna just say eating well.
Yeah. What you been up to, Yada?
Oh man, nothing, man. Just was checking out these Jets games and all this stuff. With some had a chance this summer to go out in the park with some people playing ball. They playing a couple of tournaments and stuff. It wasn't bad, man. But the only thing is, it reminded me of like what it was back in the days getting cheated in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting out there like with him. You'd have thought that we was from a different state the way they was treating us sometimes. Like I remember in the Kingdom, they didn't even realize that we was from the Bronx. They was acting like we came from Maine or some shit, some other team or something that they'd never even seen before.
Yeah.
Wow.
But and then with some other tournament was when we played into something, the rosters was changing all the time, and they try to get you different days because they trying to get the advantage. So it was interesting. But we gave some people the business. We gave, I think the best thing in the tournament, we played some in the Bronx where we gave the home team the business. They was running around the park saying that they was gonna beat us by 20, and went out there and lost by 30. The whole park it looked like that night commercial where everybody was sad and everything else or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth now.
We had a backcourt that game. This is crazy. The backcourt that game had what they have. They had 64 points between the backcourt.
Who was it? Who was their backcourt? What was playing against little people?
So no, let me tell you the crazy thing, dude. You imagine playing this game. Both of y'all play ball. This is crazy, right? So they playing against these dudes, right? And we realized they was playing man. So street dudes. Street man is different than gym man.
Right.
Yeah, these dudes was playing man for pride. So what happened was we found out that these dudes couldn't check nobody, so we just spread the court, and they would never help. They would never help.
Had them on the island.
Yeah, so they just you would have been letting people get beat off the dribble, shot three off. Just
that's that's Rucker ball right there.
Dude, we went down the court at one point and ran the same. It wasn't even a play. Just moved everybody to the left and put a dude and a man on the island for 6 straight plays and scored. And they never helped and never switched.
Yeah, that's the showmanship of it, I guess. Yeah, somebody out there on the mic, I bet.
Yeah. It was so bad that afterwards, the next game, the kid came up to me and said to speak to his coach about how he was trying in the first half. And I'm like, in the first half, you gave up. You did better in the first half. In the first half, you gave up 17. In the second half, you gave up 20.
Damn, street ball stats, they don't keep the what's that? The plus negative?
Yeah.
If they did, dude was probably negative 50.
Shoot, how trendy is it now that everyone got a microphone at a game?
Oh yeah, they had a microphone, music, the whole stands, people.
Yeah.
The Kingdom had a full spread, like a whole soul food spread, like a restaurant with tents.
Yeah,
they had everything out there.
That's good though. It's good to see it kind of get back to the essence of, because we grew up on that, like to actually see people engaged and having a good time. Well, that's good. Man, I'm fresh back from now is a week and some change from my trip to Africa. We went out to Cairo for a few days and then went to Ghana. I was telling Rob off air that one of my colleagues was asking me about energy. Like, did I feel any energy? Like being by the pyramids, and I was saying, I'm like, I don't know if I've ever felt any energy being by the pyramids. Like you understand the historical context of it, but I can't say that I really felt like any kind of like cosmic connection or anything. But going to Ghana, I definitely felt something like, hearing them stories, about the slavery and stuff like that, like the transatlantic slave trade, like stuff like that or whatever. Like you definitely feel the energy, and you go into the like I went to Osu Castle. You go in that castle and you see like the slave dungeons, and you see like just how the female slave dungeon was underneath the church. So literally people upstairs worshiping while the people underneath them enslaved, and going through like the door of return and seeing that stuff. Like that's an energy that I definitely felt. It was a lot of pain on that.
I'm
but
sure.
It's definitely a good experience to go out there and actually see it firsthand and experience it. Oh yeah. So we talk about the kingdom, and we talking about the rucker and everything. This is no better time to talk about the man of the hour that got the control of the algorithm, Dame Dash, right right now.
Yo, all I have to say, that's the power of a set of new teeth. He was nowhere talking how he's talking when this shit was fumbling out his mouth and he had his gums. He got new teeth. You feel he can express himself, but it's the same old Mr. Dash. He's still making the same. I'm gonna have this. I got this, and then he lied on the Breakfast Club. He lied to everyone and says, "I'm the chairman of Revolt." No, you're not.
So what's his what was your impression? What was your impression of the? Well, it's hard to call it an interview because it was more so like a group conversation, because it wasn't like that he was answering questions, and it was like more like a group.
Cut me off. I want you to cut me off. So
conversation.
Yeah.
What was your impression of it? And yeah, maybe we should preface this conversation by saying, I'll say personally, like I have a lot of respect for Dame Dash and like his contribution to hip hop and what he's done, and like his business acumen. But a lot of the stuff that he's said in recent years, I just don't agree with, and I'll get into later on like why I don't agree with it. But I would never diminish dude's accomplishments and everything that he's done. Like a lot of the people that he beefing with now, like even like with Cam or whatever, like these are people that he helped to put in position. Like he was integral in making sure that Rockefeller actually got off the ground. Like I remember before Rockefeller got the Def Jam, and they was on Priority and Freeze Records, and you can even go back to Ski with like Original Flavor, and like managing them as producers and stuff. So dude he's a staple in hip hop. But it's I guess it's the antics that kind of are sort of like pulling and taking away from that, like hearing him with the stuff. So I'm just interested, Rob, what's your opinion on the interview? What did you think of it?
I honestly, I won't call Dame bitter, but I can see that maybe he's feeling a certain way, and I can see it in how he's living and how he talks. Like what has happened to him over the years, whether he's dead or niggas ain't fucking with him, he ain't got no money. It has definitely affected him. It's affected health. It's affected how he moves and how he thinks, because he's always seemed like he's up. He's climbing a hill to get back to this grace. I don't think that grace is there anymore. I think, in my opinion, and you said it right, he's been a huge contributor to so much in hip hop. And to see what we see now, like I said, pride before fall. Dame has a lot of pride. He told Charlemagne, I guess you ain't never sell no drugs like that. We glorifying drug dealers now. He's on block. But he's holding on to low hanging fruit like that for a reason, because that's all he has. He has those memories of when he used to be good good at what he did, or whenever he got his way into the game. It's not there. The game is different now. So you gotta kind of change your portfolio a little bit. He got to change his mindset, in my opinion. Strictly my opinion. But Dame is going to be Dame. He's going to follow through. He's going to go hard the way he's always gone hard. And I just think he looked very didn't look like himself. Like he's still struggling with the fact that people don't see him as he sees himself.
Mm.
I think he has a real tough time dealing with not having the respect he used to have. But even then, when he used to get the respect, he was flying off the handle too. He didn't care what he said to anybody. He didn't care who was in the room. He said what he said, and that was it. Now it's coming back kind of to smack him in his ass a little bit.
Yeah.
You ask me, you know what I mean? Even with Envy, Envy even sat in that chair with his chin high, like, man,
well.
yeah, look who's back now. And I said to
Yeah,
myself, the boy got his
had
teeth.
it. Mm-hmm.
Once he got his teeth, now he got his confidence back because his shit ain't gonna fly out. So.
Yo, I think so I'll say this as far as like the discussion, like even with him saying the part around to Charlemagne, like, you've never sold drugs before. Um it's disturbing because Dame is 50 some years old now, and your portrayal of that is like that's like an honorable profession, that like it's like a badge or something, or a stripe of honor, to say. And then the stuff about like the house and all the stuff.
Your house was better than yours.
Yeah. I think what I noticed from him coming on, it was very apparent to me that right out the gate that he had an agenda, that he came there already with. Like it wasn't like he was like, all right, I'm here to engage in a conversation. He had an agenda that he was trying to push. It reminded me of, like, you ever watch the presidential debates, and no matter what question people ask,
They go
the
back to
candidate default back to whatever, well, this, that, or whatever. And I think
yeah.
that he sort of formulated his own talking points that he was going to go with for it. And a lot of the stuff just, it, to me, in my opinion, it really didn't look good. It didn't make him look good, and it did make him come across as bitter to an extent, but I think to call him bitter also could be viewed as low-hanging fruit, because if you think about it, like, we're looking around and we're seeing like all his contemporaries still thriving, and people that he put on probably in a better position, and the things that he's been doing kind of fall into the narrative, like, okay, clearly you're upset about whatever you have going on versus whatever they have going on. And I think that that I would hope that he would have watched that back afterwards and rethought his approach to it. Yeah, Yada.
I mean, I think I kind of feel bad for him, because I think what's lost in this is that a lot of that stuff, don't get me wrong, Dame is Dame, his attitude is the same, but a lot of that stuff he was doing was to drive up and get money for other people, to try to get the best deals, to try to get the best opportunities. And in that, he managed to destroy all his relationships. That's what really cost him, because people don't like him, because they just don't like him. Now, the thing with him not having money, dude, you out there buying mansions in London, mansions here, doing this, spending this. Like, people don't understand. Like, I mean, I always say there's a difference between having money and getting money. Now, if you getting money and it's constantly coming in, you could spend and act a certain way. But if you have money, even if it's millions of dollars, you can't continue to spend that. That's why, like, a lot of times you see athletes always going hard for that last contract. That last contract is basically your retirement money.
Yeah.
Dame never got that chance to realize when his retirement was going to come. Everything got pulled from him abruptly. Jay-Z went on, everything changed. And because his relationships was so bad, nobody was really with him. He basically got blackballed out of the industry.
He left out with a bag, because remember, they sold Rockefeller, and I think what happened was that they sold Rockefeller and gave it back to Jay after they bought him out. So some of the stuff that's going on with him, I definitely think that he ruined relationships. What hasn't changed from my perspective with Dame that he doesn't realize, right, is so when you are in demand, like, there's a higher level of tolerance for BS. Like, when people need you, so you could go up to Def Jam and you could cuss them out, or you could go to Atlantic and cuss them out. You could go off on DJs, you could go off on all these people and everything, because your stock is really high. But once your stock is not high, and you don't have that value, or that you don't have that leverage anymore, and you've already burnt out those relationships, then it's kind of like people are looking at you crazy. And I think that in his mind, he still has that level of of leverage, but he no
Yeah,
longer has that leverage. Like, he's just ruining those relationships.
his
You
You
know,
talking
know,
points have not
well,
changed in 30 years. He's
you know
still
what it is.
sound like Dame of the 90s. What is
He's
wrong?
still Dame will never have the level of humility that a person with any type of sense has. He'll never
That's
have
my
that.
point. Yeah.
He's going around doubling down on himself. Listen, I'm Dame. This is who I am. Like it, love it, or don't deal with it. The only problem is that, like you said, he needs people more than they need him right now.
Right,
And
right.
the sad thing about it is some of the people that might would have helped him, the ones he's alienating, because like somebody like Cam might have helped him if he'd have came correctly and just tried to say
But
he made
Cam,
him and all this other stuff. But you decided to do that.
well, hold
Cam,
on before you keep going. Your sort of comment on the screen. Nate said, "I just think he's wounded from the past, and if he can get closure, he'll be all right." Put in the comments what does closure look like for Dane?
I mean, I
What
don't
does
think.
closure look like for him? But go ahead, Kim, finish your point.
Yeah, I don't like. Well, as far as Dame, when you look at it, I don't see. I don't. I really don't see a positive end for Dame with this whole situation because what he doesn't understand is that the game has changed and everything's moved around. Like I kind of felt bad. I'm just about Irv Gotti too, because to me, for even I'm gonna go back to all the contributions that Irv Gotti made.
Yeah.
It seemed like
yeah.
he kind of faded away. Was very unceremonious. So there wasn't the fanfare you would have thought. It wasn't really
Hmm.
nothing. It was like he just passed away and it kind of went away. Like think about it. Remember how many tributes you've seen to Irv Gotti? They give tributes to everybody else, but you didn't hear no fanfare. And I feel like Dame is probably down a worse path than even what they did with Irv. And Irv had at least established himself a little bit more in the eyes of people. Dame
Yeah.
is like he's going real left.
You mean in terms of you mean Irv in terms of likability, but what happened, I think,
Yeah,
with Irv also is that ego. Like I think these brothers' egos get so far gone, and Irv's demise to me, of course, I think was his federal case. Like they
Yeah,
had
I was gonna say that.
they had their federal case. Their federal
I was gonna
case
say that.
wiped them out financially and made them, made labels not want to mess with them because of their
yeah,
association with Supreme. And I'm sure, in retrospect, nobody wants to be wiped out financially, but they avoided prison. So I'm sure that they would take that. But what happened as a result of that is sort of all of the back end work that Irv was doing, I think, he was super hot, remember, and 50 Cent was ice cold. There was a shift where it kind of shifted around and
oh
50
yeah, yeah,
was scorching, and
yeah.
Irv slowly but surely, with the combination of 50 Cent's rise and
The
Irv's
crease,
style, that Irv
yeah.
became ice cold, and then Irv just did a lot of stuff that I don't have a better way to actually say this, so I'm just gonna say what Irv did a lot of shit that was viewed as sucker shit or whatever.
Yeah,
With how you call it, and rest his soul, like another person who contributed a lot. But you went from somebody who was respected as a person who pretty much ushered in DMX, had a hand in Jay
yeah.
Z, Ja
Right,
Rule, or whatever. To now you on podcast talking about your relationship
With
with
right.
Ashanti,
Monty is the highlight of your career.
but he
And just stuff like that. It kind of tears away and
but he
destroys
had,
the credibility.
you know
It
what? He at
didn't
least had
rebound well.
he with
Neither one of them
tails though.
did.
Remember, he got a second chance. BET gave him that shot, and he had tails and stuff. So he started to come. I don't say he was never gonna be where he was, but he at least became somewhat financially solvent. Like he wasn't in the Dame Dash zone.
But
He
they didn't
wasn't
rebound
Dame.
well. They still carried the same mindset and mantra that they live by, thinking that all right, you get these deals happening, I can go back to what I was doing. Nah, you can't keep the
Well,
same ideology that you were living by that got you there. You got to change it up. Their egos and their attitudes is what push people away. These guys was very bitter
so
about how things
that's
turned out. He never Herb never liked the rise of 50 because of their turmoil.
Mm-hmm.
but
And
that's the thing with music though. People don't realize, and different people have been fighting this for years. So think of it this way, right? Old old artists that's good can still perform. There's no age
he's
limit
here
on
today.
produce. There's no age limit on producing if you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Here
Management,
today.
engineers,
Executive.
all the rest of that stuff, there's nothing for them. If an engineer gets a flat rate, if he's hot, and then he becomes not hot. And with the emergence of house stuff,
That's right.
who's out? You the
That's right.
manager, right now with all the emergence of social media and all the rest, what do you need a super high paid manager for? So
Right.
there was no path for him he didn't really have any other skill set that he could actually marketer used to become anything.
Right.
Who we saying, Irv or Dame?
Dame, at least Irv seemed to be like, Irv was a producer and he had some production ability, had some kind of like level of sense. He did some directing and stuff. So he
What
has some kind of
what
tangible skill.
Dame does films.
Tails was his way of reinventing himself and being a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
Dame is like an A&R. He's just looking for talent that he can represent and push out there. But he has, what's his culpability? What is he doing?
Well, there
that
actually
role
is
doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, there's a blueprint. Steve Stout. Look at what Steve Stout is doing. Steve Stout is doing branding deals and everything. But Steve Stout was ahead of that a long time ago with like the branding. Like Steve Stout was responsible for Jay-Z and 50 with Reebok. Steve Stout put Jadakiss and Iverson together.
Fabulous.
Yep. So there was a path, but again, those are relationships. And if Dame's his approach to business back then was, all right, I'm gonna go, and we all guilty. You know what? We fueled it because we saw the videos and we laughed at him pressing Kevin Lyles or going up in Def Jam, going off, or we
he pressed out too.
And yeah, we going the movie backstage, seeing him go off on people. We fed that ego, and it just became a part of the culture. Like, this is who Dame is. And that works when you have leverage. When you no longer have the leverage, then it just becomes something completely different. It goes from, you're a brilliant business mind to now you just a a-hole kind of thing.
Yeah.
The thing that scares me though about Dame, and now saying earlier, I was like, I have like my reservations. I don't agree with a lot of his stuff because I think that the stuff that Dame says could be dangerous to certain people. And what I mean by that is that there are a lot of young people that we live in an age where entrepreneurial spirit, I think, is at an all-time high. Right. Yeah. And I appreciate that and I respect that. And I think anybody can be an entrepreneur, but everybody doesn't want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
And for people who don't want to be an entrepreneur, they shouldn't be shamed for it. Like, and he hasn't shifted from that mentality. Like, you let's bookend his Breakfast Club interviews. Well, one before he was on there making fun of DJ Envy for working at Power 105, right? And then now he's still years later on there talking about, well, you high caller, you work here.
You don't go nowhere.
You never get that or whatever. So the narrative around that, that he's portraying to people is that, working for somebody is not good. Not everybody wants to actually own and operate whatever it is that they do. And some people are like, yo, I don't want that responsibility.
I just want to work for somebody, get a check, go home.
Exactly. Dame's voice is powerful, and he's putting that message. That's my concern. He's putting that message out there.
Yeah, the working man's a fool.
Yeah. Exactly. That are impressionable. So you have young people that are impressionable, or even older people that's impressionable listening to this message. That they like, all right, yo, I can't take this job making 50 grand because my Cogswell cogs or Spacely Sprocket's about to take off. Be my own boss. Bosses take losses and this, that, and I just think that's irresponsible. His Dame's voice is very powerful. Like, at this point in time, what I really feel and believe that Dame could be doing seminars for people that want to go that route, and he can make money off of it, because I don't think he's lost his business acumen. I think he's lost his relationships.
You have to reinvent yourself with that. You have to say, all right, they ain't fucking with me. There's a crowd, there's an audience. Like you said, maybe being a motivational speaker or just a tutor, a mentor. He has the credentials, he has the years of expertise that he can start a bunch of A&Rs or clothing designers, brand makers, brand creators. There's a lane for Dame. Dame is holding on to straws and sticks, trying to regain what you lost, and let it go. Let what you lost go. Reinvent yourself, rebuild yourself like everyone else. Listen, man, we've all fall short sometime, man, and sometimes you got to sit back and look at yourself. And in that regard, you have to change your mindset. He's not gonna do it. Same thing, rest in peace to Irv. Irv didn't do it. And after a while, you kind of just live it out how you live it out.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna think about it this way. You see, you ever see Deb Antony has that show where she's like got the people and she takes.
I've never saw the show, but I see she got a show.
So she has a show based off the fact, she used to manage Nicki Minaj, Waka Flocka, and help do that. So you gonna tell me that Dame? I think the only thing holding Dame back is his attitude, because
Well, he
something
had a
like that
show.
would be right up his alley.
It's a mindset, bro.
He had a show though. He had I think it was on BT or one of them. Remember, it was like what was it? The something about boss or some. It was something. Dame had a show. Dame, you
Yeah,
know who Dame reminds me of? This is who Dame reminds me of, and I'm sure both of y'all growing up in the hood could appreciate this. Right now, who this current iteration of Dame reminds me of. Remember the old dude that would be around the block talking about how they had it and they fell off.
83, I had the 300 bench, son. I
yo,
was
y'all ain't know. I used to be I had it, man. I was doing it big.
That's who Dame remind me of. Like he just, with the cause this, that, or whatever. And then now it's just like you look, it's like you're doubling down and you're making yourself look bad with some of this stuff, I hope though, I hope that he could get it together. Cause some of the stuff that he was saying, I was like, you look real bad. Like you up here attacking Charlamagne's sexuality. Like that changes the fact of whatever you got going. First of all, you upset about a press release. Didn't Dame, wasn't he the one who put out the press release about him filing bankruptcy?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
why are you upset that people commenting on a press? Is that not the purpose of putting a press release out? So people can know?
I don't think he thought he was going to get that level of. He did it as a publicity thing, but then realized that people was going to be like, yo, why is this dude broke? So,
offering commentary on it. So his level of broke probably ain't regular person broke. I'm sure he still got
his level of broke is not regular person broke. The problem with him is that I don't think he understands the game as much as he used to. Like, you remember that whole adage about there's no such thing as bad publicity? Right now, there absolutely is.
Right.
Because you say the wrong thing now, your ass won't be able to do nothing. You be canceled. Yeah. And he don't understand that. And it don't even got to be something that's controversial. It could be something that people just not feeling. And that's the part he don't understand.
His motive was to go viral. He went up there with intentions for algorithms to get
that's good, yeah.
And it worked to a degree because we're talking about it. I've seen on TikTok so many other
everybody's talking about it.
Everybody's talking about it. And I think that's what his goal was. He came up there nice. I got gifts for you guys. All I'm saying that there was a plot and a plan. But when you start to dig deeper and you make these accusations where I'm the chairman of Revolt and all that, like he said it himself. He said, why didn't anyone go to Chat GPT to find out if 50 got the rights to pay them full? Well, I went to Chat GPT to see if you was chairman of Revolt, and you're not.
You want people to check receipts, but not only on other people. Check receipts, but not on me. Yeah, don't check my receipts.
And nor will you ever be, because they have no plans of putting you in that position.
Nah, come on, bro.
He sat there very, he kind of wanted to believe, like, all right, then you got to move. But then it was like, and that's why Charlamagne was trolling him, like, whatever. You're lying.
Yeah, Hero said going viral in a bad light.
Yeah, but my thing is, how you think about it this way? How could you tell Charlamagne about being the chairman of Revolt when he produces shows on Revolt?
Yeah, I mean,
think about it. Charlamagne is one of the producers of Drink Champs, right?
That's how he knew he was lying.
Yeah, exactly. So how are you on Revolt and I'm on Revolt? I know who the chairman is because I work with him. You are not him.
There's no future in front. Heru, you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? But in this climate, all you got to do is say a couple of things, and that's it. You're viral. And now it's going to catch some legs, and everyone's going to talk about it, and then it's going to stay in there. So now, trust me, he's probably working on a CEO shirt. Bullshit. It's going to come out and it's back.
You're on live. I'm going to tell you.
God bless him if he does.
You know what Dame needs to do? Dame needs to figure out how he could go on Castanet show.
Castanet, yeah.
And that'll help him out right there. That's what he needs.
Right.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
Even how you call it, even so you get the algorithm, you go viral and everything. Like, how do you monetize that if you Dame? Because I listened to that record that he put out with that woman or whatever. That you can't even hear the words of what the lady talking about.
With the white Aaliyah, where you said the
Yeah,
white Aaliyah. See right there. See, that's enough right there. See that's a viral statement right there. The white Aaliyah. Come on.
Yeah,
I just why would you even say that?
Aaliyah. He said lesbian.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
It wasn't good. It was not good at all. But I think some of the antics, like now you see he oh well, before I even say that, one of y'all please tell me what the family office is.
The family what your living room?
That's what he said. He said that how you call it. His money is with the family office.
The dining room. His family's in the dining. The family office wasn't the bank. This is the family office.
That was the LLC created. He called it the family office.
I mean, to me, it sound like look, they're filing bankruptcy is a good strategy, you know, for business people. So this makes no sense to clown them for that. And there are people who put their assets in other people's names because they have all these lawsuits and stuff. So that's a good strategic business move. But I got a head scratcher going right now with him suing Claudia Jordan for $300 million and suing Cameron for $300 million. But I think what he did was he created demand letters through Chat GPT, posted them online, and he's demanding $300 million from both of them.
Chat GPT said that he should ask for $300 million.
Yeah,
actually sued Cam for $300 million.
He created demand letters, and people were like, "That's a Chat GPT."
He said that what's the most money that I could sue Cameron for? Because he definitely try $300 million.
Yeah,
this is what happens when you lose respect. And there's one thing about you know, if you fall short, and if people see some sort of humbleness, they'll give it to you. I think Cam said him and Mace offered him $1 million.
Yep, they sure did.
He turned around and said, "Nah, I got something else going on, but hold that." Okay, we'll hold it. But then they came back and said, "Well, what's up?" It's not. Nah, I got a deal with Drake or something. Whatever the case is that you're trying to portray, that you got you wheeling and dealing still, but nothing is you're manifesting nothing. Like if someone had $1 million for me right now, I'm not gonna say, "Yo, I'm gonna go play my lotto tickets and see if I win." Nah, nigga, I'm taking
you know what it is? Think about somebody like Drake, right? How Dame works. Dame's deals come with strings. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna sell it, and then listen, I'm gonna sell it, but I still want to be the controller. I want to work here. I want to have this role, and Drake wasn't going for that. So Cameron wouldn't have went for it either, but he's not just selling it. He's trying to sell himself as the orchestrator. Yo, listen, this is what we could do. Nah.
So the story goes is that that Dame had I think an $800,000 debt, and that Cam and Mace offered him $1 million because Dame wanted to try to make some money,
piece,
money off of it or whatever. But Dame was saying that NBA YoungBoy had an offer for a certain amount, and then maybe Drake, and then he spent the block. And they took their offer off the table. But you know what it makes me think about? I was just thinking about this. I don't know if y'all watched all of it, but at the end, Dame's OG came on, OG Daniel, and it was a really good discussion. It wasn't really anything related to the Dame stuff as much as it was related to the community. And that made me think about like the stuff that's going on which is a good segue to Dame and Cam, because I see a lot of people saying that Dame is Cam's OG. I was saying to myself, all right, OG Daniel is Dame's OG, and I wonder why he wouldn't tell Dame like, "You'll fall back, you need to stop." But on another note, it made me think about what makes a person somebody's OG. Is hear me out on this? Is an OG self-appointed, like that they come to you and be like, "I'm your OG," or is an OG that you say, "Well, this is my OG"?
What makes an OG is someone who got some wisdom, someone who will pull your collar when they watching you go left, like your young man, don't make that move. Trust me, you're not gonna fall short. I have plenty of OGs. You know what I mean? I lived in a predominantly drug neighborhood, but there was so many niggas like, "Go give Master a pack." Don't give him that.
Mm-hmm.
Give him some books. I had a dude buy me a basketball and tell me to go to the park. Those are OGs. People that say like, yo, you're not made for the streets, or you're not gonna survive in this atmosphere. Go do something else. And then they follow through with it to make sure you do something else. That's an OG. That's someone looking out for the best interest or whatever it is that you think in your head that you can go do. I'm gonna go do this. Nah, young man, I see you better in this light. That's an OG. Now I don't know what OG Daniel is to him, but like you said, if he's his OG, he should be able to pull his collar when he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No one is doing that today. Everyone is playing. Everyone's like, I don't want to upset this nigga. He gonna flip. Don't cut him off because he gonna flip on you. You cut him off. So there's no one in position that can insert into Dame. Yo, bro, that might not be a good idea, and he actually listened. That's not there.
So do you think Dame is Cam's OG?
He could be. He could be, but I think that relationship has surpassed now because Cam has developed his own business acumen.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that Cam has done on his own, Dipset, his own shit, whether it was back when he was dealing with to this day, all of that Cam did. You know, talk time with Flea, the pink horse shit, all of that wearing pink. Cam is smart, and it might come off a little arrogant this time, but I listen to him because like this nigga is smart as shit. And he might laugh and he might joke him and Mason just smiling at niggas and whole Harlem way. But these guys is wise. It's for entertainment. So they're gonna entertain you at the same time while they making money. Dame is like he's one of them old school niggas. Is like, yo, I remember when my felines was clean, nigga. You ain't got I had a BVD on top of
BVD.
my waves is crazy, son. You know what I mean?
Dame, Dame, he comes off as a hater. Like that's what Dame come off. Like, listen, if think about it this way, if that was truly your OG, the person for, wouldn't they be happy for you?
They'd be happy for you.
And like not hating on you.
And they will push you in the right direction.
Yeah.
They don't want to see you fail out there. They sure enough don't want to see you be out there make a fool of yourself.
I don't think Dame think that he hating though. Like I think Dame is so wide into what's best for Dame that I think he gets upset when he seeing Cam affiliated with people that he know that don't like him and that he don't like. Like I think it upset him that Cam befriended 50 Cent. It upset him that Cam reconciled with Mace. A lot of people seem to be upset with Cam and Mace reconciliation. The fans love it, but a lot of people like within, I guess, like their contemporaries, like
all of that.
You gonna laugh? I was talking about that this week. So people getting upset about people's personal growth. So check this out, right? 50 Cent and Nas are cool. Nas and Cam are cool. Jay-Z and us, all of these old beefs that these people had that they realized as they got older that what was we really doing and how does this make sense, they squash. There's only a couple of people that seem to can't get past it. You got Jim Jones, Dame. Well, that's where the list ends.
So, right. And they don't even like each other either. So
they don't like each other. But if you think about it, everybody else. I watched the interview on Drink Champs when Nas said he ran in the camera in the airport and couldn't even remember why they wasn't even cool with each other. Couldn't remember. It was so long. But what happens is when you get to be a certain age, you should be acting more mature. Even 50 Cent reconciling. Like, again, 50 Cent, who we know, well, there's only one person he'll never reconcile.
No, they're never fixing that.
Yeah. But you think about it, he reconciled with everybody else.
Yeah. Fat Joe.
Yeah. Everybody else he reconciled with. So then, like, you got a point. You got to become a more mature person. Like, you can't help other people until you figure out how to help yourself. He wants.
You're saying I'm not mature. You're saying I'm not mature. Right? You're saying I'm not mature. How the fuck do you think I'm not mature? I'm 50. See, and that's what triggers him. Then he becomes defensive. Bro, you're 50 years old. You can let it slide. It's all right. It's all right to let some shit go, bro. And you probably wouldn't be looking like you're struggling. Like sometimes I look at him like, his health ain't good, bro. And
Yeah.
he
You get
puts
diabetes too.
he puts that out there because he wants to, maybe educate people about what diabetes are when he's going through it.
That's good.
I mean, I do that too. I talk to people all the time about kidney health and everything, bro. But you know, you can only do but so much between getting passing the message and then trying to really force a message. You can't force a message on
Yeah.
nobody. You know what I mean? You can tell someone, look, it's best to drink a lot of water. If you're going to drink alcohol, drink a lot of water. Get your rest. Do all these different things. Make sure you're not eating a lot of sodium. Exercise, sweat, whatever the case may be, because internally your organs are taking a whooping between the alcohol, the food, the no rest, no sleep, all these different things. And you one day your ass could pass out here, bro. Listen.
Yeah.
Yo, Dame come across to me right now like Donald Trump. Like, it's like he's like a gaslighter. Like you see all
Yeah,
of the stuff you can look and see, but he denying it or trying to spin the narrative around it. Like
yeah,
we can look and see that the sky is blue. He gonna be like, the sky is black. What you talking about, man? Like it's just he's just so far gone. But I do hope that him and Cam could, reconcile or not. If not reconcile, get to a point where it's like they don't have anything to say about each other that's counterproductive. Because it's really sad to see like all these dudes that were once close friends fall out and be at each other's throat now. I do hope though. I hope that Dame finds, a way to have a resurgence, because I think that I feel like he really needs it, in part for his ego and part for what he think would restore his legacy. Like I don't see his legacy as being gone. Like nobody can ever take away his contribution. But I think that, like I said earlier, I feel like this iteration of Dame is just not good for him.
Yeah.
It's not in the repair zone. It's like it still needs help, bro. It needs
And
resuscitation.
and again, like his business acumen, like I wouldn't diminish that either. I just think that he should look at, instead of that narrative or that rhetoric, for like for the general public, like put a seminar together for people who actually want to hear it and subscribe to it. Like I think that he could really make a lot of money going around from state to state doing, you see like all these people, like the Instagram people that go around and they have their platform and they do shows at little venues or whatever it is. Like I think Dame could do really well because he already has the name and he has the experience with it, just selling that, or a book, sell a book, a how-to book, like, and let that be your narrative. You run with it and you go with it. But the stuff where you beefing with people and trying to shake people down, like even if Dame ain't hurting financially, some of the stuff that he says and do gives the impression that he is. Like, I remember a few years ago, he was at Lee Daniels' neck for money.
Yeah, ran up on Lee, son. With my
he got that money too. He got a settlement.
Yeah, and that he was like Kevin Hart owe him for putting him in a movie, and this person owe him this, that, and I'm like, you really, I understand that you need to collect.
Yeah.
Since when do actors pay people to put them in a movie? Let's be realistic here. So Sylvester Stallone and that Tom Cruise pays to be in the movies. Who does that? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's not crazy.
I'm gonna say this though in closing with the Cam stuff though. I definitely didn't like. I don't know if y'all seen how Cam did Adrian Broner.
He shut that down quick, didn't he? Was he supposed to be hitting on Stat though or something?
Yeah, but I didn't like the fact that there was no reason Adrian Broner should have been in that room. He was intoxicated.
Okay, yeah.
So
he stays intoxicated too, bro.
Yeah. So and knowing that, I don't know why Cam would even bring him in there other than to get a look, or to go viral. But that was I didn't think that was cool. Like the state that AB was in, he should have just left AB somewhere else and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get with you when you
another
sober."
time, yeah.
No, I definitely wasn't a fan of that. So hopefully, they both say their piece. I think Cam is supposed to be putting out a video soon, another interview or something, and hopefully they can move forward.
No, you're gonna tell me the funniest Cam video wasn't what the hell's dude, Omar Gooden Jr. or whatever.
Oh man,
man, dude.
You've been beefing with him too.
You didn't see the whole thing where he made a fake movie.
Yeah, I saw that. Paid him $5,000 or something.
See, Cam he's entertainment. That's what I mean. But he has the leverage. See, the game is about leverage. Cam uses his leverage to put people back in their place or to make an example out of somebody. And this is why he trolls Dame the way he trolls. What Dame say? He was in a car with him and Big L, and Cam didn't want to go. Some stupid shit. I'm like, yo, why is he going back to win some drug dealer shit? Like that must have been the highlight of his life.
Yo, but you see, I said it earlier. I was like, yo, he give me vibes of the dude who back in the 80s they had it and now they pop. That's how he kind of come across.
He talked like one of them old niggas. Man, back in the days, I'd have punched you in your face.
good thing this ain't back in the day.
Right. Charlamagne was like, we gonna fight, nigga.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, that you still trying to intimidate dudes like you was intimidating them in the 90s and thinking, I guess that Charlamagne going back down. Yo, this past summer, I gotta tip my cap to Nas and Mass Appeal. Like, yo, the run that the clips ain't on Mass Appeal, but the albums that we've got so far this summer it's been phenomenal. From the clips to Ray to Ghost, you know, and now we about to get Mobb Deep,
Slick Rick.
You know what? Slick Rick. I listened to Slick Rick album one time. It was really hard for me. Like, I guess maybe his subject matter or whatever. Like, I know he had a record. I'm like, damn, like he must be getting a lot of money if he rapping about being a landlord, because he had a joke where he was rapping about being a landlord and tenants don't want to pay or something like that. So out of all the albums, Slick Rick was probably my least favorite. Like, it didn't land with me.
You know, you listen to Ice Cube new album?
I didn't even know Ice Cube had a new album.
Ice Cube got a new album, but it's typical Ice. It was like, this is some Uncle Hip Hop shit. This is Uncle Hip Hop. Uncle Hip Hop, because not that he's directing it to the young crowd, but he's directing it outward. Like, back, I didn't have to go to Chat GBT to find out what was happening in CPT. Meaning Compton. Like, I was there. So he's kind of putting it out like, I'm the big homie. I done did all this. Y'all are still trying to get where I'm at. And listen, man, and giving Ice Cube all the credit in the world, everything he's done, in my opinion, has turned out pretty well. I didn't see any failure in his career, album wise. I mean,
that new album,
nothing beats Death Certificate. I think that's my favorite album.
Oh yeah,
Death Certificate is my favorite album, and this album kind of started off like, I'm like, this nigga don't really did Death Certificate, but as it goes on, I was like, nah. And then there's a song on there he got, don't never date a chick with a ratchet mouth or some shit.
Yeah,
that's the Willie D joint.
Yeah, he got a joint on there with Scarface. I'm like, this is really the Uncle. This is the OG Uncle album right here. Son.
The Death Certificate, was that the joint where I wanna eliminate Sam on it? Is that on there? Or was that America with the KKK?
That's America. I think it's America's Most. That's America
with KKK or something like that.
Death Certificate has some tough joints on there. That's what Ice Cube was.
Yeah, I didn't know he had anything new though. Last I heard of him, they was clowning him for War of the Worlds. I didn't see it, but
I seen that. Oh man,
that might have been a total flop. That's
the good thing. I don't think he produced that though. I think he was acting in it.
Yeah,
I hope he didn't produce it because that was.
Nah, he read his script and said, "Yeah, I'll be a part of this AI."
They gave him a bag. Like, listen.
Definitely.
Should have hired Dame to do it.
They'd have been set in Harlem.
Dame would have been like, "Yo, you know I got to produce and direct it, though, right?"
The aliens would have been in Harlem. There'd have been some 190E Benzes in there, some 300 BMs, drop tops.
Y'all heard West Side Gun got a nice album.
Yeah. I think I heard some of it. You
heard Benny, Summertime Butch.
We're going back to Mobb Deep coming out, I think, October 10th.
Yeah.
Havoc is busy because Havoc has got something coming out with Meth too.
Oh yeah? You doing a project with Meth?
Doing a project with Meth. Beanie Siegel and Jadakiss.
Jadakiss got something coming out.
Yeah, I heard about that too, or whatever. Is we gonna get Beanie like with the AI voice or?
Let me ask y'all, is hip hop healthy right now?
I mean,
we got some meat on the bone.
I'll say this. The folks, the artists of our generation, have been delivering.
Yeah,
putting out product that really has resonated, I think, with their audience. Like they've grown with their audience and it's showing, and it's like this is real good music. And I was surprised. Like I listened to Ghost album and he was like that those were songs from like years and years ago. I'm like, damn, like Ghost album is crazy. I thought Ray's album was really good.
Emperor's New Clothes,
yeah. I thought the Clips album was really good.
Album. That was a dope. I like that too. I listened to that today on the way to work.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, these guys they skip a beat, man. Especially Malice showing them didn't skip a beat.
Now they on a Mobb Deep album too. They got a song on the Mobb Deep album.
Oh yeah.
The first single that they chose for the Mobb Deep album, it's a little slow to me though. Like I don't know if it's the tempo. Like it's like I feel like they could have picked a better single. And then Cardi B came out today. I know Kenyatta, you were saying you listened to it. I haven't had a chance to like listen to it in its entirety.
I mean, I didn't think that. To me, it didn't seem like it was her traditional stuff. It seemed like I can respect the person showing some kind of level of growth, but at the same time, it's a real fine line between abandoning your core audience to try to do something different. Right. And especially when the people that you criticize or saying your music, you going in that direction.
Oh,
yeah. So
yeah, I heard she on there dissing like JT and just like dissing Bia and all these other, I guess, like female rappers or whatever.
Yeah, and then, it's some kind of level like emotion, a lot of emotional type stuff, and that's cool because that's probably the state she was in. But I think most people want to hear occur. They don't want to hear, they don't want to hear like I mean, listen, I respect what you're going through as a person, but imagine years ago when you actually had to purchase this stuff for real money.
Right.
I don't think it would have happened. Like nobody's gonna go out and spend $14 to see you reinvent yourself or $17.
She's to me what I don't understand with Cardi B. I don't know if it was an Atlantic decision or her decision. Like she was scorching hot. Her last album though had to have come out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like that's too much time in between for her to like. I think she missed an opportunity.
So think about it this way. Some of those songs that you heard in between the 5 hours from other 5 years,
on there, I'm sure.
Album, they're on there.
She's always. I hate to say it.
Now the thing is, I feel like during that time, like those records they was putting out, well, I don't know the analytics, so maybe they didn't hit how they thought, but I felt like those were all right records. Like, didn't she had the up if it's up and it's stop.
Yeah.
She had that joint. She had the WAP joint with Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah. She had, what was the other joint? She had something about like the money.
Yeah,
something about money or something or whatever.
They're on there. All of those songs are on there.
Yeah, so I don't know, I don't know why she wouldn't have, maybe came back the next year or even the year after.
But it probably was because she was being a mom. Her kids got a little older now. It's a better opportunity to do it.
Yeah, but 5 or 6 years between a project, that's a long time. Like, especially in this age, you figure in this age, because I feel like she started out when she came out 5 or 6 years ago, streaming is not what it was not what it is today. Clearly, streaming was on, and albums at that point were disposable too, where people listen for them. And she had quite a few singles, so I'll say her album had a shelf life, and it had replay value. And then let's say it lasted a year, but to have 5 years before you drop another project is like
that's a mom, yo. She got babies. She's spitting out babies like.
But there's like you got to be a certain level of artist. I don't know how many artists right now, newer artists, can actually go 5 years.
Exactly, and endure that. Like just out of I'm Invasion of Privacy. Let's see when Invasion of Privacy came out. That was the name of her first album, I think.
That had to be 2000. I would say 19 or 18. The first one.
2018.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, 2018. Yep.
2018. So you're looking at 7 years. Actually, yeah, 7 years because that came out April 6, 2018.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Tyler the Creator?
He's okay.
I think he's talented. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
some talented stuff. He's good.
I
Yeah.
heard him on a,
Well, I got to tell you, like he's talented, but if you listen to some of the content, some of the
He's
stuff,
weird. He's a weirdo.
yeah,
he's a wild guy. He's a wild
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
He's a weirdo, but he's definitely talented.
yeah.
No, I remember the crazy thing is I remember Puff had tried to sign him. I don't know if you guys remember when it's Our Future. It was Our
Okay.
Future, Wolfgang Kill 'Em All. That was the name of their group.
Yeah,
And Puff was trying to sign him, but they ain't signed with him, thank God.
yeah. He put suspenders, baby oil, and a leather mask with a Yankee hat.
Oh man, Our Future, Wolfgang Kill 'Em All. It was like, nah, we good. We gonna pass, Puff. We gonna pass. We gonna pass on you. Yeah, so I guess we need to be on the lookout. We got Mob Deep coming. I think the Nas and Premier album is coming. I heard something where it was saying something about a Big L album coming too. No, I'm a little leery about that. Like I'm not a fan of like those albums where people take and put
snippets and
old rhymes to new beats like that.
Yeah.
And to think, man, the day of AI, you don't even know, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Even though the Big L album, what was the last joint that they had put out for him? I forgot what the name of the album was. I thought it was cool. The shit with Cool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane was on there. It was quite a few people that was on there. I thought that was a good album. But I don't want to hear like Big L like old crazy old rhymes from Stretch Armstrong and Mabito.
On new beats,
yeah, or old rhymes that he did on old songs that they put on. I don't want to hear that. And then
the last album was called The Big Picture.
Yeah, I thought that was a good album. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was a really good album. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. And then there's supposedly like a surprise album that Mass Appeal is teasing too. Zane was saying he think it's AZ and Nas. I don't know if it's a AZ and Nas album, but I guess it wouldn't surprise me if it was.
No, they did the Las Vegas residency.
Mm-hmm.
We on the look on a lot of stuff. I think the climate now is the collaborations you wish you would have seen.
Yeah,
back in the days, a lot of people are just there's a lot of camaraderie around the game now. People are just working with one another, whether it's a single and whether it's a whole project. Have any of y'all ever listened to Havoc and Styles P?
Yeah, I listen to that.
That's kind of old though, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying we're in that vein. We're in that lane.
The cross collaboration.
Yeah, you got a lot of people doing that. Like you see that what's his name? Young Chris was with Dave East.
Yeah, Pete was telling. I was talking to Pete yesterday. Pete was telling me that Young Chris and Dave East album is fire.
Yeah,
all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
like it. You'll like it if you check it out. You like it.
Like it. Yeah, I always thought Young Chris was super talented.
Yeah, they people are doing. I'm definitely anticipating wanting to hear that Jadakiss and Sequel album. It's being it's being produced by Freeway, right?
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Freeway.
I didn't even know Freeway produced
a bag like that.
I ain't know they produced. But closing remarks. Yeah, you go first.
Listen, well, I'm gonna say it was him. You look at it with him as a New Yorker or something. We got the Mets who might be falling out of it, and the and the Yankees who was him who might be barely falling in it. So don't worry, you'll be free in early October to watch whatever you want to watch. Right. Don't worry, the Liberty's gonna join them, and by the end of October, the beginning of November, you might not want to watch the Jets or Giants. So bring on we see the Brooklyn Nets, so bring on the Knicks. That's what I'm saying. Let's get the Knicks games going. The
Knicks is shout out to
let's get the Knicks games going. There you go. Shout out to New York. Bring on the Knicks. Yeah, bring on the Knicks because that's gonna be the only sports we're gonna be watching. They're gonna be the only sport worth watching in a couple of weeks.
I think the Knicks is gonna be worth watching this year. The anticipation.
Because everybody else is hurt. Indiana is jammed up.
This day, Philly's always hurt. Indiana hurt. Boston's hurt. They're gonna mess around and lose to Atlanta or something. But
yeah, Rob.
I'm gonna just say this, man. We're all blessed, and
Right.
just pay attention to what is going on in the world.
Yeah.
Try your best not to get caught up in anything viral. Meaning, like,
Mm-hmm.
just watch the talking heads and the pundits. Like, don't get yourself too worked up for what's going on in the world. They're looking to just kind of usurp people's energy. Want you to go left, want you to go right. Stay centered. Stay centered. Whatever you got focused on in your life, focus on that. Focus on your family. Focus on your health. Kind of stay home base for a little bit. You know what I mean? We're going into these, the summer's gone. We're going into cooler and colder months, so it's time to hunker down and kind of regenerate a little bit and just big yourself up. And then in the 26, I think 2026 is going to be a big year. So
Yeah.
prepare for it now.
Mm.
Let me say that. Just prepare for it now.
Yeah. Hey, I
Yeah.
want to say one more thing, man. Shout out to Donnie Midnight or something coming out with that
Oh,
single.
Donnie Midnight
Yo,
Hour,
Let's
right?
show Donnie Midnight some love on Shake It Up the
Love,
single.
bro. We need
Look
to have
out
this.
for Donnie
Donnie's
Midnight
on here,
coming at the top. Yeah, look out for Donnie Midnight coming at the top of the year.
okay, okay.
Let's get Donnie,
Um,
let's get Donnie on the show. Let's have a
Yeah.
conversation with Donnie Midnight.
Yeah.
I'll end with this. Like, I've been looking at the news recently, and and looking at the news, like I have genuine concern for the country becoming something that, as a country, we've been staunch. We've opposed for years in the form of communism.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm picking and choosing my words carefully around this.
Yeah.
Like there's like we're turning into a communist nation where
Mm-hmm.
at the core of what we once valued and what people from other nations value about this country, we're watching
Losing
in front of our eyes it kind of slip away.
those
So
freedoms. Yeah.
I would say I think that people need to probably be mindful in this day and age what they say. Um, there's a lot of retribution for remarks that are not in support of the current administration's agenda. Um, and I'm sure people are having conversations. Just be mindful of where you have those conversations, who
Right.
Yeah.
you have them with, and the nature of how you have them.
Right.
Because we're I think we're in a dangerous time,
Yeah.
and we're moving in a direction of definitely, like I said, like communists and in a dictatorship.
Right.
Yeah. The
Laugh
things
and
we
joke about it, but that's
no.
definitely the direction it's going. So everybody, stay wise, think before you speak.
Yeah.
Right.
There's definitely
And just be mindful.
retribution. Definitely retribution in place for it.
Mhm. And on that
Definitely.
note, we catch you on the next one. Salute everybody.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.
Peace.